Yes, a fun game. Timberwolves with a 24-point win in Milwaukee following blowing a 23-point lead against the Bulls in their last game. Timberwolves have been playing 500 basketball lately. It's been a struggle up and down, but we have been responding from most our embarrassing bad losses where we're blowing leads and losing to bad teams. So at least there's that. And this one was probably the most enjoyable game we've had in a while. Really smacking around this Milwaukee team who's good, but they are having a new coach takeover with Doc Rivers. Also, they had no point guard in this game, no Dame Lillard. They just traded Campaign, so that was another person that was unavailable. Also, their next best playmaker, Chris Middleton, also out of this game, unless you want to say it's Giannis, which I can see the argument for. But the Bucks were missing a lot of people. Their bench was like empty. They also had Robin Lopez, who got released just reading a book on the sideline the entire game. That was hilarious to see cuts to. And this Bucks team really got slaughtered. A lot of Wolves stepped up in this game, and I want to talk about all those fun plays. If you want to have any thoughts on the Timberwolves trade move at the trade deadline, I already have a full video that I put out earlier today on my thoughts on that. And we acquired Monte Morris, getting rid of Shake Milton, Troy Brown Jr., and a 20-30 second round pick. Got all my thoughts in a separate video if you want to check that out. Let's talk about just all of the fun of this game now, because Timberwolves had a great strategy going in. They were packing the paint big time on defense and just telling the Bucks, hey, you're going to make 23s or you're losing this game. The Bucks actually did make some threes, mostly between Jay Crowder and AJ Green, who had his career high in this one. Those two were not missing jumpers at all, and they still only put up 105 points, I believe. And so even with lights out shooting from a couple people, they really struggled to score. We played some great defense on Giannis, especially Rudy Gobert, who's been so good lately on both ends. And it was so impressive in that first half. There was probably 3-4 plays where Giannis is really trying to bully ball, and he can push around almost everyone in the NBA. Gobert, he was not moving, and he was not finishing these layups on him. And there was some impressive plays on Gobert, or from Gobert, rather, on defense. And then on offense, you saw some great stuff, too. He had some pivoting and step through, getting through both Giannis and Bobby Portis for a tough right-hand hook layup. That was impressive. Also had a drop step dunk over Giannis. His offensive game has got so much more patient, confident, controlled, and I just did not expect that to happen. It's been wonderful to see from Rudy. I have been blown away by his play this year, and it feels like he's ramping up and getting better through this season too. Karl Anthony Towns, he's also on a bit of a heater from deep. He hits 4 out of 6 threes in this game. That was his main contribution, was the shooting. And he will be in the three-point contest for All-Star break. Just with how hot he was in January, how he's cooking right now, you might want to keep an eye out on him for winning the three-point contest again this year. I don't know. It's trending like that could be a big possibility. Also, Bucks player Damian Lillard and Malik Beasley will be in that. Malik, he had a tough night in this one. I think he was 1 of 11, 1 of 13, something like that, 0 of 9 on threes. And he did not do well against his former team. Also got swatted by Jaden McDaniels twice on one play. I can see just being demoralized and crushed after that one. It was so amazing. Malik gets past Jaden, who was closing out on him aggressively. Malik goes for a floater. Jaden gets a chase down block on the floater, which is uncanny and doesn't happen. And he rose up so fast and so tremendously to get that block, and then immediately blocks the second attempt for Beasley, who goes for a layup, and he pins that on the backboard. And that all happened in the span of 2-3 seconds, which is ridiculous. So fun to watch. And I was kind of pissed at Jane for a little bit. Another one of those instances, 3 fouls in the first half. 2 of those were on entry passes, where he fouls just as the ball's coming in. And 2 of those were picked up in the span of 2 minutes. He has to go to the bench. I was annoyed. Second half, he was great. Really fun game out of Jaden. And Mike Conley, too, stepped up. He's just like a snake sitting in grass for half the game. Like, he's like, I'm not a threat. I'm getting everybody involved. I'm not going to turn it over. I'm the control guy. Bam! 3 in your face. That lefty quick release, he's just snapping at you like a snake. Even though he's such a nice guy, he's not a snake. But he'll pop out every once in a while and remind you that he can just hit dagger threes instantly. And he has just been insane from deep this year. Proved it again in this one. I think he was 6 of 7 from 3, something like that. I'll have it on the screen. It's already been on the screen. Anthony Edwards was a killer all game long, too. So steady, so amazing. It was a very impressive out of the squad in general. Naz Reid also throwing down slams, hitting threes, doing his splashy plays that he does. So fun. Rudy Gobert also kind of big poster dunk on a role in this one too over Bobby Portis. The Bucks, Naz Reid. Although he was kind of Naz Reid before Naz Reid on the Bucks. You know, fans love him. 6-man, big scoring output. Get the energy popping. He also had like a little tip play where he's almost juggling Bobby Portis that he scored in the first half on that one. That was crazy. First quarter minutes out of Josh Minot in this game. It's just shocking. We haven't seen that. Maybe it's because Troy Brown got shipped out with the trade. I don't foresee him becoming a part of the rotation, but maybe they've been seeing some progression from him. Like, all right, we can let Troy Brown slide so we can try to give Minot some more run and bring in Monte Morris for those two. I think it was a good pickup for the most part anyway. And I think we'll have just steady, blissful point guard play for the most part between Conley, Morris, and J-Mac if we need them. So that should be nice. This wasn't the Bucks' legitimate squad out there, so we should have won. But to get a big blowout like this is a nice response. We got to get the consistency back, though. It's been good, bad, good, bad, good, bad for a while, and that's not the aspiration that I have or this team has. We can do better. Let's see. I think it's 3 more road games and then All-Star break. Let's close them out strong. Yeah, peace out.